Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the Texas Miler and most importantly, the Claw segment. Hope you guys had a wonderful midweek so far. Hopefully, the games went well for you. Sorry for the losers and good luck in week 4 because we did just sim. So get your games scheduled, get them planned, and let's get this ball rolling because I'm on a bye week and I want to get through this real quick. So get your games in and let's get this done. All right, so as you all know, I'm going to cover the week 3 winners and losers. We had some great games, we had some heartbreaking games, and now we look ahead to week 4, which we did just sim, like I just said. And now we have a new matchups coming up. Great matchups. So, without further ado, let's get started on our week 3 winners and losers. So, first, the Vikings at the Bengals. Now, I picked the Vikings to win this game, and surprisingly, Bengals proved me otherwise. Great game by the Bengals. Vikings continue to struggle a little bit. The quarterback Howell just seems to have a little nag for throwing the ball to the other team right now. Had about I believe it was 3 or 4 interceptions. So it's hopefully in his next matchup he can get right back on track. But if this offense continues to turn over the ball, Vikings might be in a little bit of trouble because Packers is looking to go for the NFC North title as well. So Vikings, time to get rewired, get things going, and get that ground game going. Even though the Vikings offense did do really well on the ground, the passing offense continues to struggle a little bit. And so the highlight of the Bengals was actually DeAndre Swift. Usually you think it's Joe Burrow a little bit, but DeAndre Swift had over 130 yards on the ground, a pair of touchdowns, one on the ground, one in the air, and a couple passes. So great game by DeAndre Swift. He shined in this one and obviously got his team the scores they needed, along with the Bengals causing a lot of turnovers on defense. Next, we got the Ravens at the Titans. So I did pick the Ravens to win this one, not by such a big blowout a little bit, but the Ravens came out on top. And let me just say, there's only one name you need to know about this game, and that is Lamar Jackson. This man had a day. 4 touchdowns in the air, over 350 yards passing, and he had a touchdown on the ground and a couple of rushing yards, over 30 yards rushing. Lamar Jackson had a day. Wonderful game by him. I mean, not much else to say. Marquise Brown had a pair of touchdown catches from Lamar Jackson. Defense held the Titans in check, and the Titans just struggled in this game a little bit. So, great game by the Ravens. Dolphins at the Chiefs. Now, this one was a little back and forth. There were some great plays, but nothing too crazy. But the Chiefs offense got the job done on the offensive side of the ball. I think the highlight of this game, actually, though, was the Chiefs' defensive tackle, their young defensive tackle, McLaughlin, who had He had 2 sacks and a forced fumble. So a great game by him, causing a lot of pressure on that Dolphins offensive side of the ball. And hey, it worked, it helped, and the Chiefs got what they needed, another win. Now we have the Panthers at the football team. A very close game. It could have gone either way a little bit, I feel, but the football team continues to shine, and especially their young running back, Biner. This guy is looking great. Had a pair of touchdowns over, I believe he had about 86 rushing yards, I believe. Obviously, the center point of this offense, and it's working. The team is on a little bit of a hot streak so far. They are 2-1 ahead. Believe they are tied for. Actually, I believe they are tied for the lead in the NFC East with the Giants right now. As the Cowboys are 1-2, the Eagles are 0-3. So Washington might have something coming up this year. So good luck, Washington. But the Panthers did struggle a little bit on offense, especially in the air. A couple of interceptions and just struggling a little bit to get that ball rolling and, getting that key clutch touchdown that's going to keep them in a game and possibly win it. So I think Panthers will still turn it around. I think he has a great shot. He just has to work on a few things and get things ready. Next, we had the Buccaneers at the Jets. So this is surprising for me. I picked the Buccaneers to win this game, but Jets proved me wrong. Mullins for the Jets, their halfback, had a wonderful day as well on the ground. This was a very heavy week of the ground game. So over 130 yards, 2 touchdowns as well for Mullins. The ground game works for the Jets, and it worked against the Buccaneers because they got the win. Buccaneers just continue to struggle. I don't know what it is about the offense right now. Just offensive side cannot get anything going. Passing game looks out of sync. Just a couple of struggles there, and it's surprising because the Buccaneers are 0-3. I had the Buccaneers sneaking into the playoffs this year, and right now that's not looking too hot. So I might be 1 for 2 on one of those things right now. So great game by the Jets. Good win there, especially against a good user. Broncos at the Texans. This will be a game for the Broncos to win due to rules. Jags at the Pats. Jags will win this game due to rules. Steelers at the Browns. I believe this was a fair sim. I don't know who won this one. And 49ers won this game. I think this game got played, but I'm not too sure on what happened here. But 49ers win this game. A lot of fair sims this week. 1 second. Okay. And now, the surprising team, in my opinion, of this season is the Bears. Their hot streak continues. 31-9 against the Detroit Lions. I mean, the Bears are hot right now, and hopefully this continues going because I would love to see the Bears get into the ring for the playoffs. So great job by the Bears. Murray on offense had 3 touchdowns passing. Just a great game, smart play calling, and they got the dub they needed. So those are going to be important wins, especially when it comes down to later in the season. That 3-0 start is going to be very helpful. Next, we got the Bills at the Chargers. So actually, I chose the Bills to win this game. I wasn't able to catch this one, but looking at the stats and a little bit of the plays, it looked like a good game. It's just Josh Allen struggled here. 4 interceptions on offense. Definitely not his best day. And, I mean, the highlight of the Chargers was Derwin James with over 3 interceptions. I mean, this guy was there ball hawking and made some huge moves for this offense or for this defense and to get the dub against the Bills. Chargers has been known to be very ball hawking on defense, and this is what probably made them win the game here. So great job by the Chargers, putting pressure, making sure they got the dub, and especially in a matchup that proved, hey, this was an AFC Conference Championship game, and Chargers proved, hey, I'm the better team here. So great game by the Chargers, great game by the Bills. Hopefully, Bills can get back on track. Both teams are looking great. Bills are 2-1, Chargers 3-0. So both are looking really good right now. Now this was a heartbreaker game. Very close matchup. I thought it really could have gone either way, but I did pick the Rams to win this one. It was back and forth, both scoring on both sides. Things weren't really going some drives, but the Rams came out on top, and it was a great game by them to finish up. Sam Darnold shined in this one, 3 passing touchdowns. He may have been having a little bit of a revenge game because, for those that don't know, Sam Darnold was traded to the Cowboys in the first season of the RFL League, trading away Dak Prescott to the Jets, Sam Darnold, but he only started that one season before Hawkins-Romo was drafted. So this may have been a little bit of a revenge game. Hawkins-Romo struggled in this one, and so Cowboys paid the price here. So good game by the Rams, definitely in a game that will be important, and Cowboys may be biting the bullet in this one because this is a matchup they probably needed to win to make sure they get into playoffs. Colts at the Raiders was a fair sim, I believe, so judging by the teams, I'd say the Raiders won this one. Not too sure. Next up, we got the Giants at the Eagles, 31-20. I was actually surprised. I thought the Eagles would win this game, but Giants proved me wrong once again, and hey, Giants is going. And I mean, if there's someone to highlight in this game, it is Reggie Bush Jr. Man had over 200 rushing yards, 4 touchdowns, a couple of passes. I mean, it was his day. He shined and just outscored the Eagles here downright. I mean, I believe the Eagles had I mean, not the Eagles. I think the Giants only had about 86 passing yards. So obviously the ground game was heavily emphasized in this one. So great game by the Giants here. Eagles are looking a little rough. They're 0-3. I don't think we have seen the Eagles 0-3 so far. So we'll see what that means for this team going forward, especially when it comes down to later divisional matchups, later games. Since they are the number one, well, they have been the number one seed in the past. They're going to have the tougher matchups most likely. So we'll see how this plays out. Seahawks at the Falcons. Now, there's a couple interesting things about this one. But I believe I chose the Falcons to win this one. Not by such a big score. I thought it was actually going to be a little bit more high scoring, especially on Seattle's side. But Atlanta played a great game. The Atlanta's scheme or game plan for this game was the ground attack. I mean, they had a couple of rushers score. And surprisingly, Dalvin Cook wasn't one of them. But Dalvin Cook did have over 100 rushing yards in this one. So great game by him. And a little unique tidbit in this one is the Seattle Seahawks had one rushing yard. One rushing yard. Now, they only did run the ball 3 times, but one rushing yard. I don't think I've seen that. That's interesting to me. Yeah. But great game by the Falcons. This was a win they needed for this. And Green Bay continues their little hot streak here, 37-13 versus New Orleans. Their young back Duke continues to shine. 3 touchdowns, over 150 yards rushing. And the Saints' offense just continues to struggle. They look out of sync, just don't look very motivated. The quarterback Dominguez had 5 interceptions, so a very tough matchup in this one. Green Bay played a great game on defense, great game on offense, and New Orleans just bit the bullet on that. So great job to our week 3 winners great job to the winners. Losers, it sucks. It's part of the game. We learn from it. Look back at film, get yourself better, get in the practice scrimmages, do what you got to do to make sure you're winning. And now to week 4. Oh, gotta scroll up. All right, so we have some good matchups coming up once again. Bills at the Patriots. Well, when I say matchups, so this first game is actually going to be a win for the Bills. So not much to talk about here. Easy win for the Bills due to Patriots being away due to rules. Bears at the Browns. So we do have a new Browns user. We have to see how he plays. So I can't really relate to, or I actually just haven't seen this new Brown user play. So actually, I'm going to go with the Bears continuing their hot streak here. I think they get to 4-0. Murray has a great game. The offense keeps rolling, and I think the Bears are just going to continue rolling, have a great start to this new season. Cardinals at the Colts. Man, Colts, I feel bad for you. You have been in some horrible starting matchups, and it doesn't get any easier. Cardinals at the Colts. Cardinals wins this game, I think, very easily. Colts just have struggled on offense. Defense is just out of sync as well. Cardinals wins this one pretty easily. I think 28-7 here. Colts just have not been able to get anything rolling on offense. The only highlight of this offense right now is Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and even he's had his rough games in this season. I said the score right? Yeah. All right. Seahawks at the Titans. So I think Seahawks is going to be a little angry about his loss last season, or this last week. So I think Seahawks comes out with a vengeance in this game against the Titans. Comes out throwing, and the Titans just struggle to hold this Seattle offense, especially with that young QB. I think he just had one rough week, and he'll get back on track here. DK Metcalf is going to be hungry. I mean, he already had a great game last week, but I think he continues that and even puts himself in contention for the number 1 receiver this year. So Seattle wins this game against the Titans. I'm going to go 35-14 here. I think Seattle's going to try and get a couple scores up. Now we have a divisional matchup, football team versus the Eagles. So football team has been hot. They're looking good. That young running back Biner is running very strong. Eagles, we don't know what's going on with the Eagles right now. It's just like, what is going on? Maybe the Eagles get back on track in this game, but I think football team takes this one. I think football team is coming out with a purpose this year and has a lot more of a balanced offensive scheme that's helping them win their games. And so I think football team stays with the ground game a little bit, has some great passing plays, and I think they overcome the Eagles here. I'm going to go 27-20. I think it'll be close, but there's going to be a few key scores that gets the football team over. Dolphins at the Bengals. So, Bengals played a very great game against the Vikings last week. Dolphins had a great game as well. I think this is a very even matchup here. It's going to come down to turnovers here. And I'm actually going to go with the Bengals here. They had some great turnovers last week. I think they're going to get momentum rolling on offense. DeAndre Swift is looking great and is obviously a center point of this offense along with Joe Burrow and a few other playmakers on offense. But I think the defense will shine and get a few turnovers and just hold the Dolphins on this one. So I'm going to go with, honestly, I think it's going to be a 17-14 win here in this one for the Bengals. Vikings at the Packers. So this is a matchup I'm actually very excited about. I think it could be a really great game. Packers has been on a hot streak. Vikings have struggled. But I think Vikings will find a way to get back on track in this one. But it all comes down to quarterback Howell. Can he minimize turnovers? Can he stay under, just keep it to one interception maybe? I mean, it just comes down to not forcing throws, finding those open wide receivers like Justin Jefferson, Amari Cooper, finding ways to make plays on offense and get Steph Curry running. And that'll be the key way to stay at least in contention with the Packers, because the Packers offense knows how to score, especially with the young back Duke. So it's going to come down to one drive, and it's going to be late in the fourth quarter. But I think Packers wins this game still, finds a way to overcome the Vikings. I think Vikings will play a great game, but it's going to come down to one turnover, I think. And it's just going to be a little force here. And I'm going to go 28-21 Packers in this one. Next, we got the 49ers at the Lions. So the 49ers are looking good. Speed on offense. The wide receivers are looking great. The defense is looking great. Deku is running great as well. I'm going to go with the 49ers in this one over the Lions, just because the 49ers team in general is very well balanced. They have some great playmakers on both sides of the ball. Lions, it's kind of just only a few key players, and I think the Lions will struggle a little bit in this one. 49ers will win this game 28-10. Ooh. So this is my, actually, I would say this is my game of the week. Ooh, actually, never mind. Ooh, there's some good ones. This is tough. I don't know. This is a tough one. Okay, so actually, I'm going to go with this game as my game of the week. I had to decide a little bit because I'd seen it before and I couldn't really think. But this is my game of the week. Raiders versus the Giants. This will be a very interesting game because I think both offense emphasize speed a little bit, especially with the Raiders loving Henry Ruggs. Well, that's kind of their big speed guy. Giants has a bit of speed on offense and defense as well. So this is a tough one. But I'm going to go with the Giants in this one. I think the offense has looked great for the Giants. I think both offenses have looked really good. But I think the Giants, with Reggie Bush and a few of those playmakers out there like, what's it called? Especially the quarterback Smoke. I mean, it's going to be a very great game. I think it's going to be very high scoring in this one. I think it's going to go back and forth. Kind of like what I said about the Vikings and the Packers. It's going to come down to one score. And I think it's just because one team scores at the last seconds. And I think that team is the Giants. I think the Giants wins this one. Just barely overcomes the Raiders. I'm going to go with a 45-42 score. Giants. I think that is a score. I think this will be a great game to watch. Very interesting to watch. So, good luck, Giants. Jaguars at the Broncos. So Jags have looked good recently. Let's hope they can keep that rolling. Broncos needs to find a way to get this offense going. Drew Lock need under center needs to just find ways to get his wide receivers open, minimize turnovers, and then maybe they can compete with the Jaguars a little bit. But I think Jaguars will win this game a little easy. Just establishing the ground game very early on, just getting a few key scores in that first quarter, and I think this game will be tough for the Broncos to get back into. So I'm gonna go with the Jags 24-10 over the Broncos. Next, we got the Jets at the Panthers. So this could be a really interesting one, but I'm going to go with the Jets in this one. I think the Jets are finding their rhythm. They're getting moving. That momentum's growing, especially with this young running back. I think the Jets will win this one. It'll be a close game. I think it's very evenly matched a little bit, but the Jets will overcome the Panthers here. I think I'm actually going to go 28-21 Jets. And the reason why is I think the Panthers has had a few turnover issues recently as well. And I think this is what may hurt them in this game. I think it'll come down to one or two interceptions that really hurt them on drives they need to score on, and that's just going to be what hurts them, and the Jets will overcome them here. So, Chiefs at the Chargers. This is another great game. When I was looking at the Raiders and the Giants, I was looking at this one, and even the Ravens and the Steelers I think will be a great game as well. So I'm going to go... Looking at these offenses, it's a very heavy vertical game here. I mean, it's going to be back and forth, just dimes to Donald Biden, dimes to Dwayne Graham, dimes to Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, Mecole Hardman, guys like that in this game. I mean, the passing offense is going to be insane in this game. I think will be the key difference here is if someone can get a little bit of a ground game rolling. And that's where I'm going to go with the Chiefs in this one. I think the Chiefs can keep the Chargers guessing on offense a little bit and make some huge plays in the passing game, which they already do. I think it's going to be those little rushing plays that make the difference. Make sure they get in field goal range, score on every single drive, at least with a field goal or a touchdown. I think that'll be the difference maker in this one. And it's going to be very high scoring here, too. I think it's going to be... All right. I'm going to go very, very high, I guess. But I'm going to go 49-42 Chiefs. It's going to come down to one late second drive, but Chiefs will win this game. Patty Mahomes has just looked phenomenal. I mean, both quarterbacks have, but Patty Mahomes. Another great game, Ravens at the Steelers. This is evenly matched up as well. I see both sides winning the game potentially. And in this one, it's going to come down to turnovers. I mean, both are great passing the ball. Both are great running the ball. I think it's just going to come down to a very huge drive that ends up with a score. I actually think it's going to be a very defensive game. Both have had some great defensive plays in the past and even a very intimidating secondary, really. So I'm actually going to go with a really close score here. I think it's going to be very defensive. I think it's going to be hard to score. I'm going to go 14-10. Steelers. Sorry for the dramatic effect. You got to pause for dramatic effect. Steelers wins this game a little bit by barely. I think it'll come down to one key drive, and I think Steelers will be the one making that key drive here. So, Steelers, prove me right. Next up, we have the Buccaneers at the Rams. And hello, Ducky. I saw your comment. Buccaneers at the Rams. This is actually my upset of the week here. I think Bucs gets their first win. And not just because I've been kind of rooting for them for this season so far. I think the Buccaneers finds a way to get back into rhythm here with this passing attack. Because that's where their offense heavily rely on, really. So I think the Buccaneers will find a way to get the ball rolling, get things going. The Rams, I think it'll be very back and forth here as well. I think it's going to be a really great matchup, but I think the Buccaneers will overcome the Rams 24-21. They'll find a way to get Chris Godwin in the game, O.J. Howard, Mike Evans. I mean, even not Ronald Jones, but the quarterback will get things going. The Buccaneers will win this game. And my upset of the week, 24-21. So, for my week 4 winners, good luck. May the odds be ever in your favor. Losers, prove me wrong. Y'all all have done great with proving me wrong. Y'all have done great proving me right. It's been some very interesting games. This has been a very exciting season so far. Not for the Cowboys, unfortunately, but what can you do sometimes? Luckily, the Cowboys aren't a bye week, so we're going to find out what's wrong, hopefully. And then we got to start winning. But good luck to everybody this week. Y'all have some great matchups coming up. Tune in to all the games going on. We are in week 4, so like I said, schedule your games, get things rolling, and good luck to you. All right. So I'm going to tune off for a couple minutes, get things ready for my Battlefront stream, and going to actually get a refill of a drink and eat a little bit of a snack. So until next time, guys, take care. Good luck. Stay safe, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Hey, even tune into the stream if you want tonight, all right? So you guys stay safe, take care of yourselves, and thank you for coming to the Claw segment. All right.